Hi, I'm Andrea Liu from the Department of Finance, and it is my pleasure to provide you with this introduction to the fascinating world of finance. Hopefully by the end of this, you will know a little more about what finance professionals do and how we in the Department of Finance train students up to take on these roles. Here's a quote from our department webpage that neatly summarizes the focus of the finance discipline. Finance professionals are concerned with the management of assets to create wealth for investors or companies. The finance discipline examines how individuals, businesses, and institutions raise funds to implement investment strategies and how they allocate these funds to a range of investment opportunities. But what does it actually mean? Broadly speaking, in finance, we are interested in three key financial decisions that are made by individuals and multinational corporations alike, each and every day. The first decision is the investment decision. That is, how do we decide which assets we should invest in? From an individual investor point of view, this might involve trying to decide between keeping their money in a bank or investing in shares. If the investor decides to invest in shares, then they face a decision about what shares they invest into. Do they invest in Australian shares or shares traded overseas? If they invest in Australian shares, which industry should they target? Is it a good time to invest in the share of banks or perhaps the shares of a retail company? If they decide to invest in shares issued by retailers, which of the retailers represents the best opportunities at the moment? Similarly, from a corporation's point of view, they need to decide which projects they should invest in, where they might have many alternative opportunities both here in Australia and overseas as well. Whether it is an individual simply optimizing their portfolio of investment, or a multinational corporation trying to decide whether to undertake a hostile acquisition of another company. What is absolutely necessary is that they are armed with a set of financial tools that will enable them to make investment decisions in an objective way, giving them the best chance of achieving their financial goals. We spend a lot of time in the Department of Finance researching these issues and then providing students with a tool set that allows them to systematically compare the risks and expected returns of alternative investment opportunities. The second decision that we are interested in is the financing decision. That is, having decided which asset we want to invest in, how do we fund these investments? At the individual level, this might involve a decision about whether an investor uses their own savings to invest in the stock market or whether they borrow to invest. Similarly, a corporation faces a decision about whether they raise funds needed for new projects by issuing new shares in their company or by borrowing the funds needed either from the bank or from the market more generally. Resolving the financing decision in a way that meets the objectives of the individual or company concerned is crucial to long-term viability, as we have witnessed time and time again throughout financial crises over the last 2 decades. The third key decision faced by investors and corporations is how to properly manage the risk of an investment in a way that is consistent with their risk appetite. For example, an individual investor in real estate might need to decide whether to use a fixed rate or a variable rate loan to fund their purchase. While a fixed rate loan removes the uncertainty they face with respect to the interest they will be charged, it might also take away the opportunity to benefit from a decreasing interest rate in the future. The modern corporation also needs to decide how to manage the risks associated with the returns generated by their portfolio of projects. For example, they might have projects running overseas which expose them to foreign exchange risks, as Australian dollars generated by these projects vary with exchange rates. We consider a range of different strategies that companies use every day to manage these risks. So that's just a small example of some of the issues that we consider in the finance discipline. If you would like to know more details about these issues, you should head across to the Keystone videos on our webpage via the following link. As you begin the course planning process, you will see that we offer a rich range of elective subjects at the second and third year level. These expose you to more specialized areas of finance, such as derivative securities, international finance, and portfolio management. You will also soon realize that finance is a unifying discipline in that we take information provided by the accountants, the theories developed by those in the discipline of economics, management, and psychology, and the statistical tools designed by our colleagues in econometrics to solve real financial problems faced by individuals, corporations, financial institutions, governments, and regulatory authorities on a day-to-day basis. It really is a fascinating area to work in, and we look forward to meeting you either in the classroom or out there in the markets sometime in the future.